Hey guys, first I want to start out this review with a shout out to my buddy Michael from Burger King. Every week I always talk to him about wrestling. We were talking about WWE, but he's not going to be working at Burger King anymore, so I'm not going to be seeing him. And I told him, he said, "Oh, I want to know what happened at NXT. I want you to tell me what's going on." I said, "I'll tell you what, I know you watch my YouTube channel, so I'll start posting reviews of the WWE shows so that you'll know what's going on." So I'm starting out with last night's Takeover Brooklyn 4. First of all, if you're a wrestling fan or ever have been, and you haven't been paying attention to what's going on in WWE NXT, you're missing out. Because I'm seeing some of the greatest stuff I've seen since the Attitude Era. Maybe some of the best stuff I've seen ever. So before we get into all the matches, I want to say a little bit about Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. After their match in Chicago, I didn't think that they could even begin to top that. At one point, Tommaso Ciampa cut the ropes that hold the mat down on the ring, ripped it up and exposed the wood planks underneath to slam. Ciampa did that to slam Gargano into the wood. Brutal, hardcore, unbelievable stuff. I figured there's no way they could top it. Now, originally this match last night was supposed to be Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and Aleister Black. Aleister Black got injured, but it was great the way that they wrote it into the story. They made it a mystery. Somebody beat up Aleister Black, but we don't know who. Was it Ciampa? Was it Gargano? Was it the Undisputed Era? There's all kinds of suspects. We don't know what's going on, but they're doing a great job of the writing over there. I love it. So what happened with the match last night? Unbelievable. First of all, every match last night at NXT Takeover was incredible. I don't know what SummerSlam's going to do tonight, but I can't even begin to imagine that they'd be able to come anywhere close to touching how awesome Takeover was last night. They started the show with the tag team match, the Undisputed Era versus the Mustache Mountain. Let me tell you something. The Undisputed Era, I've been a fan of theirs for a while, but I'm really warming up to the Mustache Mountain. These guys are really good. These guys are really good at what they do. And this match last night, this was tag team wrestling. I haven't seen a tag team match of this intensity and just sheer brilliance of the way they were doing the hot tags, going in and out, working together. Beautiful job. These guys put on a great show. It was exciting. It was fun. Now, I do my Bears reviews, so whenever it comes to having to choose, because if it's a football game and a wrestling show on the same night, I always put the football game first and then watch the rerun of the wrestling show. But this was so much more exciting than the football game. Just this one match, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was amazing. So then you follow that up, the Undisputed Era won. The way they won, though, was great, because in the last match with Mustache Mountain, there was a bit where they threw in the towel. They kind of hinted at that, but instead they threw the towel out into the crowd. Great turnaround on that, the way they put the little twist on it. Great match. Again, Undisputed Era won. They keep the belts. That's fine, because they put on a great show. After that was EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream. I wasn't sold on EC3 at all until last night. Dream, I'm totally on board with the Dream. Fantastic wrestler, this kid. He's gonna be something else in a few years. He's gonna be one of the top guys. It's just everyone's saying it, and you watch him wrestle and you can see it. He's got the style, he's got the attitude, he's got the moxie, the way he cuts his promos, everything about the guy, his character, it's great. So they come out, they put on a great show again. Unbelievable. The stuff EC3 was doing, the moves he was pulling off. I didn't know he had it in him. I was so glad to see him do a good job. So now I'm totally on board with him too. Ultimately, Velveteen Dream won. Beautiful match again. There's a fly in here that's attacking me, plus my battery's low, so I'm kind of like rushing through everything, not getting into too much detail, but whatever. You gotta see it. You gotta look up the highlights online or something. I don't know, get the WWE Network and check it out, because it was just that amazing. Next match after that, I'm trying to remember the order. I probably should have wrote it down before I started this review. Adam Cole from the Undisputed Era, right? Versus Ricochet for the... Oh, now my kids are screaming in the background and I'm going to go have to take care of that, so I'm going to pause. Alright, sorry about the interruption there. So Adam Cole versus Ricochet for the NXT North American Championship. Another fantastic match. As always, Ricochet's bouncing around like a cruiserweight, doing all kinds of stuff that would make any of the luchadors jealous. The stuff this guy's doing. He's flying around like Batman. Oh, Batman can't fly. Anyway, he comes out as again with his wings on like he had when he wrestled Velveteen Dream at the last pay-per-view. He needs to wear those wings because the dude can fly. He's jumping around, hopping around, doing flips and twists. And it's not just like, oh, I do a flip and it's impressive to look at. I mean, he makes it part of his moveset, right? So the guy's got a completely unique set of moves. He even pulled a 619 out at one point. Fantastic match. Ultimately, he beat Adam Cole. Ricochet is the new NXT North American Champion. That's just going to build up for some great heat with the Undisputed Era coming after Ricochet now. Because the Undisputed Era won the tag team match. They got to keep the belts. They like having that. They have the tag team belts. Adam has the North American title. And all between the three of them, right, the entire Undisputed Era are all champions. So they're going to be fighting to get those back. To get Adam Cole's belt back. So it's going to build up a beautiful, future matches between Ricochet and Adam Cole, and maybe some mixed matches where they add some other people into the mix, get 3-on-3 matches going, stuff like that. I'm looking forward to what they're doing with that in the future. I want to talk about the women's match. All right, Kairi Sane versus the women's champion Shayna Baszler. This camera keeps falling on me. I wanted to do something clever. Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. I am a big Shayna Baszler fan. Love her, love Nikki Cross. Love what the women in NXT are doing. I don't know what the women at WWE main roster are doing. It's all this Alexa Bliss and Carmella. Two of the girls that can't wrestle are the two champions that they got. I don't know what they're doing. But Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane last night put on a fantastic match. Kairi Sane won. I never would have thought for a second that she would have got the belt off of Shayna Baszler. But I'll tell you what, after watching that match, she earned it, man. They put on an amazing show once again. Every match last night was so good. It was amazing. The movesets, the things these people are doing are so beyond anything else. I love it. It's beautiful. They had a great match. They put on a good show. Told a story in the ring. The way that they were going back and forth. I don't know how to explain it except I'm speechless because it was so good. Don't you understand? These NXT guys are amazing. So there's that. And then the final match, last man standing match between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Now, I was a little bit scared because the last minute cancellation of Aleister Black because of his injury, the fact that these two just wrestled and had this big thing with the Chicago street fight, where are they going to go with this now? They've done it again and again and again. I was afraid we were going to get the whole, like AJ Styles versus Nakamura syndrome that's been going on, or like tonight with the SummerSlam with this, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar stuff that's been going on for frickin' ever. Wrestling each other. Every pay-per-view is these two wrestling each other. It's just boring. I don't even care anymore about that. It was kind of nice just going offside a little bit. The way that they kind of wrote in this angle over the last few weeks where Paul Heyman got fired by Brock Lesnar, and then it turned out that the whole thing was just a scam to trick Roman Reigns into getting in the ring with Paul Heyman, and then Paul Heyman spraying him in the eyes with the mace, and Brock Lesnar coming him out and beating him up while he couldn't see and all that. So that was kind of interesting that they threw that in to kind of, you know, make the match a little bit more interesting than the nothing that it is. Whatever. So I'm afraid, I'm in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, so we got Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano again. Oh boy, so I actually wasn't that hyped up for it. Oh my God, they tore the house down. That match was unbelievable. At one point, Ciampa did pull up the mat again, just like he did it last time. So I'm like, okay, now they're going back to the old bit again, right? Doing the same thing they did last time. But that was just like this tiny little sliver of nothing compared to everything else that happened in that match. And the way it ended, talk about storytelling in the ring. This is what pro wrestling is really about, is being able to... Alright, sorry guys, looks like I picked the worst possible time to record this video. My kids are screaming, my battery's low, I ran out of memory. I'm trying to rush through everything, not getting into too much detail because I don't have a lot of room on this. But I gotta finish talking about this ending to the main event. So, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. Gargano, it's getting to a point, they wrestled forever. Beautiful, brutal, hardcore stuff. So, Ciampa's just beating the crap out of... Gargano is beating the crap out of Ciampa. Drags him out of the ring, up the ramp to where the boards are, where they got the signs for the lights and everything hanging. And there's like, you know, rigging behind it that holds it all up. So he handcuffs Ciampa to the rigging and just starts beating the crap out of him. He's handcuffed to the wall. He can't do anything. He can't move. So Gargano, there's back there, like next to where all the rigging and all the stuff is, there's like this, you know, equipment and stuff that would always be there, that always is there. And there's this huge box, like for tools and equipment and lighting fixtures and all that. Obviously a very big, very heavy box. So Gargano climbs up on the little platform there that the box is on top of and does this amazing move on Ciampa, hits him with it, but then Gargano lands on this huge equipment box. Boom! Hits himself on the back of the head when he lands on it, falls on the ground. It's a last man standing match. Ciampa's handcuffed up like this. He's still on his feet because he's handcuffed. He can't go down, right? Meanwhile, Gargano's laying down on the ground because he just bumped his head. Ref starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Winner! And still NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa! Because he was on his feet because he's handcuffed to the wall. He can't go down even if he wanted to. And Gargano, who's the one who handcuffed him to it, loses because he was on the ground for 10 seconds. Now that's the way you write an ending to a wrestling match like that. The perfect ending. Because Gargano, once again, lost because it was his own fault. He didn't lose because Ciampa beat him. He beat himself. Every time. This story just keeps getting better and better. I cannot wait to see what they do next. Maybe I'll go back and try to redo some of the earlier stuff, or I describe some more details, whatever. I should have probably done a little bit more preparation before I started filming this, but like I said, the chaos of everything that's going on right now, I just wanted to get it in while it's still fresh in my mind. The way I remember it, go back, look at it again. Maybe some things I was wrong about, I don't know. But I mean, I know who won and what did and everything, and it's all good. And this is my first wrestling review, so we'll see how that goes. SummerSlam's tonight, so maybe I'll do another one tomorrow about that. Let's see how this goes. Let's see what happens. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get ready for my football reviews. Bears games only. Sorry, guys. That's just who I am. And that's about it. NXT. If you're not watching NXT and you like wrestling, you got to check it out. Gotta do it. All right, take it easy. Bye. And another thing I wanted to say about that women's match with Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. When Shayna Baszler had Kairi in that ankle lock and twisted her foot, I honest to goodness thought that she broke her ankle. She twisted her foot all the way around. I don't know how she was laying or how they set up that spot to pull it off that it looked that real. Those guys are really good. It was amazing.